Dear friends, good morning. It is my proud privilege to welcome you on behalf of Professor Bramsing Horticulture Foundation, BSHF, a not for profit organization, and my own behalf to this 5H webinar series, talk number 9. The talk was scheduled I think on 4th, but due to certain reason it was postponed. BSHF is thankful to NEPA, New India Publishing Agency, New Delhi, for sponsoring this webinar series. I am happy to welcome co-organizers Dr. Peetam Kalia, ICR Rafi Ahmed Kidwai Awardee, former Head Division of Vegetable Science and Coordinator School of Horticulture Sciences, ICAR IARI New Delhi, and Dr. Shailendra Rajan, former Director ICAR Central Institute of Subtropical Horticulture, Lucknow. Today, the webinar is on future fruit farming by one of the topmost Indian fruit crop scientists working at ICAR IARI New Delhi. He would formally be introduced by Dr. Peetam Kalia ji little later. As you know, the fruit production in India constitutes more than 10% of the world's production. Indian states like Uttar Pradesh, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, Maharashtra, and Karnataka have the major share of fruit production. And India has potential to double fruit production, adding several new indigenous as well as exotic fruit crops. And in future, application of organic farming methods in fruit crops to achieve environmental and economic benefits in production process as well as marketing would be popular. We are talking about the future. And use of smart technologies, precision and protected cultivation, automation, mechanization, and other emerging technologies would be common. Availability of the disease-free, reliable, true to the type planting material would be common, I believe. Soil-less production of fruit crops, particularly in urban dwellings and farms, would be common, urban or pre-urban. Then exotic and certain new fruit crops cultivation, besides new varieties, clones, hybrids, grafts, will be on the increase. Oh, the scenario will be much better than what we have now. And the dwarfism in fruit crops, high density planting, tissue culture, planting material, bagging of developing fruits, mechanized pollination, mechanized pollination, and things like that would be common. Demand for fresh and value added fruits definitely would be on the increase in near future, and we need I think more than what we have got now to even give the recommended fruit per individual in the country. I consider future fruit farming scenario would be different, and what different it will be, Dr. Patel would enrich our knowledge on that. If you have any questions, you can raise it in comment box or chat box, which will be taken after the talk if the time permits. Now I request Dr. Peetam Kalia ji to formally introduce Dr. V.B. Patel ji.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. most respected Professor Brahm Singh Ji, founder of BSHF, and my colleague Dr. Shailendra Rajan Ji, co-organizer of this webinar, and today's speaker, none else than Vishwabandhu Patel, who would be talking on future fruit farming in India. Dr. Patel has had his graduation from Chandrasekhar Azad University of Agriculture and Technology, Kanpur, followed by his master's from GB Pant University of Agriculture and Technology, Pantnagar, and his doctorate from IARI. He also had scored first rank in SRF Senior Research Fellow Examination of ICAR. Dr. Patel started his career as scientist at IARI, and presently he is serving as principal scientist. In between, he had been to University of Agriculture in Bihar, Bihar Agriculture University, Bhagalpur, where he served as professor cum chief scientist, followed by he became as chairman of the horticulture department and also served as the associate director of research of that university. Dr. Patel has contributed significantly in development of, he has significant contribution in research where he has contributed significantly in development of leaf sampling techniques and leaf nutrient standards for bear, citrus, grape, guava, lychee, peach, pear, and also he has contributed to fertilizer recommendations for mango, bear, citrus, grape, and guava. So he has done tremendously well in this sector in various fruit crops, and which is important contribution towards increasing production and productivity of these crops. He has released technology for high density planting and nutrient management through organic means in mango, identified a new disorder in mango known as stem and blackening, and he was also associated with development of protocol for biohardening of tissue culture, raised grape plants, and use of AMF for alleviating abiotic stresses. Dr. Patel is associated with the development of 4 grape hybrids from IARI like Swarnika, Aditi, Trishar, and Purple Seedless, and one variety of each Bale, Sabor Bale 1, and Makhana Sabor Makhana 1 from when he was at Bihar Agriculture University. Dr. Patel was also associated with formulation of National Horticulture Mission and 11th Plan program in horticulture of Government of India, and organized 3 ICR summer schools or winter schools, 8 other
What happened, Shivangi? Shivangi, what happened?
Seems a network error from Dr. Kalia's end.
Just wait if it comes, otherwise. Otherwise.
and has over 200 publications, including 78 research papers, 15 books, and 5 practical manuals to his credit. Dr. Patel has had opportunity to visit Taiwan for an advanced training program. Dr. Patel is also a recipient of various awards like Agriculture Leadership Award of Agriculture Today, Hariom Ashram Trust Award of ICR, Lal Bahadur Shastri Young Scientist Award, GL Chadha Memorial Gold Medal, DP Ghosh Award of Indian Academy of Horticultural Sciences, Best Researcher Award of BAU, Young Scientist Awards by NAS and Government of India, Government of Uttar Pradesh, and Indian Society for Plant Physiology. Other than this, he has, to his credit, 5 best research papers, oral poster paper presentation awards by different organizations. Dr. Patel is fellow of Indian Academy of Horticulture Sciences, International Society for Non-Sciences, and associate of National Academy of Agriculture Sciences. So with this biodata, significant important biodata of Dr. Patel, I invite Dr. Patel to deliver his talk. Dr. Patel, please.
Thank you so much, sir. A very good morning to each all of you who are attending the talk today. Let me share slide also. At the outset, I'm thankful to you, particularly Pritam Kalia sir, for very elaborate introduction about me, probably for which I do not deserve. And I'm also very much grateful to Padam Shri Dr. Brahm Singh sir, chairman of the Brahm Singh Horticulture Foundation, for giving me this opportunity to talk today on future of fruit farming. I'm also thankful to Kalia sir as well as Dr. Rajan for supporting me in this venture. So I'm also, I will be taking almost 40-50 minutes to talk about the future of fruit farming, where we are and where we will be going. So all the participants of the today's talk, they have to bear with me. Let me start with my talk that we have come to a stage from deficit to surplus, and we have made a very remarkable progress in the area of whether it is a cereal production, it is a horticultural production, milk production, or fish production. And you might be very well aware that when India got independence, the population was about 1/4 of the today's population, and this population was almost suffering continuously from the chronic deficiency between the basic requirement of the food and the food what we had that time. And this led to the, some famine also, and this led to the import of the food grains, particularly the food grains from the USA and other countries, and this led to the ship to mouth condition of our country. But thanks to the seeds of high yielding varieties, chemical fertilizer, irrigation facilities, pesticide, and farm machinery that is backed by increased public investment and facilitating institute, that we have reached to a condition that we are now very much surplus in food grain production. And despite the population has grew by 3.5 times, and the net cultivated area has not grown much since 1970, it is almost static, 140 plus minus 2 million hectares. So if you look at the scenario, among all the sectors, horticulture grew very well. And a few days back, the data for 2021-22 second advanced estimate released, and I'm proud to say that we have reached to a level 342 million tons in the horticultural production, which is almost nearly 14 times from 1950s. So we are making a steady progress in the horticulture and also in fruit production also, at global level, at the national level also. If you look at that last 10 years, we have added almost 350 million tons of the fruits in the global fruit basket. And area is almost not increasing to a much level. You can see that area is about 88 million hectares worldwide. And if you look at the scenario as a whole, the Asia is contributing more than 50% to the total food production in the food basket. And overall contribution of the fruits, though it is not increasing, it is almost static since 2000. It is 9% is total contribution of the fruits, but the production share has got highly up. It is mainly because that there is increase in the oilseed contribution. There is a decrease in the what you call that cereals production, and there is increase in the pulses production of the pulses and other crops. So that is why our whole
Have slides are not moving, at least on my screen they are not moving.
It seems
almost
there is a
static,
network.
but the production wise we have.
Shivangi, what is the problem? Why slides are not moving?
I think it is
Now
moving,
it's,
sir.
Now moving. Yes.
yeah, that's enough.
Now Indian fruit industry gaining ground. This is the one, na?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead now.
So
Earlier.
we have talked about the world food production scenario. Now Indian food production are also gaining ground. We are contributing 12% to the world's food basket. And if you look at the last 10 year, one decade development, that from although we have added only 1 lakh hectare area, but we have added 260 lakh metric tons of the fruits during the last 10 years. It is mainly because of the increase in the productivity, not because of the area. And we are also top producer of number of fruits like banana, mango, papaya, sapota, pomegranate, acid limes, where we are leading in the world production. And also our export share, particularly in pomegranate, mango, grapes, banana, apple, these are increasing, although the total share in the world's fruit basket is less than 1%. So there we have to work out further. And I'm further happy to share that our productivity, despite during last decade or even previous decades, it was less than the world's average productivity. But now we have ahead of about one metric tons per hectare. Productivity is there, so we are moving ahead, and probably still we are less than the China and many countries in the total productivity of the crop, despite our productivity is increasing. So we need to work a lot for that one. And another happy situation is the per capita availability of fruits in India and even vegetables. So world require about 400 to 600 gram per person per day for healthy living. Fruits and vegetables, this much is required. But fruit is recommendation by our ICMR is 100 gram per person per day, and even in for the different other recommending agency, they say that up to 120 gram per person per day we require, and we have about 207 or 208 grams per person per day availability. Despite this has not included the stone weights and seed weight, what you said that, and this losses. So if you reduce the losses and reduce the material which you do not consume, like peel and seeds, so even we are now better in better situation. So these are the major drivers for change, because we have a sound research and development infrastructure. 23 ICR institutes are working, 66 SUs with the Department of Horticulture and State Department of Horticulture, they are working. And diets are now changing. They are moving towards fruits and vegetables, so demand is increasing for fruits and vegetables. We have improved varieties and root stock. We have efficient production technology, infusion of the drip irrigation, fertigation, many water saving technology. It has reached to almost 13 million hectares, but it has to go beyond, because we have 141 million hectares of the cropped area. So if you compare the cropped area, it is too less. And for fruit and vegetable production, we have around 27 million hectare. So this need to go up. So plant agriculture engineering also helped in gaining the ground for this change. Although we are low in nursery production and sapling production in case of fruit crops, but still the progresses are there, particularly through the advanced vegetative propagation method and through the tissue culture method. Then use of plastic in fruit crop production, it is still very low, though the situation is changing. We have also good network of the cold chain facility and cold storage facility. So these are all together has made this change, but there are many challenges ahead because population are still increasing, diets are changing, people are moving from rural sector to the urban sector, and the challenge of keeping people healthy and happy as per UN goal also, it is one of the important aspect. And at the same time, we see that our climate is changing. There is rising frequency of extreme events like heat waves, drought, and floods. We had our arable lands, particularly cultivable land, is declining. Water resources, particularly, if you see that it is declining very at very fast rate, and we need to conserve water also. And if you look at the world map, we'll find that the major growth in population, it is in Asian countries and some African countries. So the thing is that if we are moving the increasing time, sir, it is moving. Slides are moving. So the thing is that we will be 11 billion people on the planet, and almost 9 billion people will be residing in the Asian countries as well as in South African countries. So and also if you see that there is a gap between rural and urban, it is going lesser, and so demand of the fruits and vegetable is increasing. And South Asia, although uh, we are low in availability of the fruits and vegetables, and you can see here the red towards the red. Hello. Okay. So ratio of availability to recommended consumption is low in almost most of the Asian countries, and it is going to be further worsen. So the burden on us to produce more of fruits to meet the this global needs, particularly the needs of the South Asian countries, and where we are exporting our fruits and vegetables. There are a lot of opportunity to export the fruits and vegetables to earn the foreign exchange. So there are many options to meet the challenge, and I would be discussing one by one. So in case of the improvement, we all know that Thomas Andrew Knight, he is the first person to improve the fruits through interpollination, and he grew the different hybrid combinations in 4,000 hectares to perform the breeding, particularly the strawberry, and came out with the varieties. And
सर जी स्लाइड मूव नहीं हो रही। हाँ दोबारा। हाँ आवाज बिल्कुल, बाकी सब कुछ ठीक है, स्लाइड नहीं है आपकी। हाँ दोबारा कर लीजिए, 2 मिनट रुक लेते हैं।
later, so I am to reshare the slides.
Reshare and go to the slide you were discussing.
Yes, sir. I hope that it is visible
Just a
and
minute,
it is
not yet,
moving.
not yet, wait. It has come fruit crop improvement, traditional transgenic.
Then,
Move next.
yes, sir, I have moved it.
No, it is same thing. Fruit crop improvement, traditional transgenic, genome editing, only that. Backward, go backward.
Sir, you haven't started the slideshow. You'll have to start the slideshow.
Oh, I have already done that.
We can see the side panel towards your left. That should not be visible. The top panel should also not be visible.
I think from the very beginning you can do it. You come out, stop sharing,
Okay.
and then start. share.
Yes, sir. I'm doing that.
No, it is not getting shared.
Screen sharing was cancelled.
Some problem.
I hope that slide is visible now, sir.
No, at least to me, no.
The screen is visible. If you open the slides, it will be visible.
Yes, I have already opened it and shared it. Okay, I'm again sharing.
Uh,
It's not coming. It's not. I think you come out
your
of
screen
that
is being
system.
shared, sir. Your screen is being shared. You have to open your PPT.
Ah,
Okay, I have closed it
yes.
again and I'm sharing it again.
Ah,
It is visible.
no. It won't come like that, Dr. Patel. You have to share, and
No, I
then
have already
you.
shared, sir. It is I'm StreamYard is sharing a window, stop sharing, hide. All I am able to see it.
Shivangi, please help. This is between you
Uh,
and Shivangi. I will not be able to.
yes,
I'm
sir.
stopping. I'm again sharing.
Yes, sir. Yes. Right.
You follow Shivangi what she says.
Yes, is it visible?
It is visible, sir. Just you have to. Can you see on the top slide show? It's written on the top in
No,
the
I
red
don't find
panel
that.
at the top
No,
of
it
your
is not.
screen.
No, it is not available.
It is not
No,
available.
at
I
the
can
top of
see
the
because I
screen
am
there
able to
must be
see.
slideshow, yaar.
No, I have already run the slideshow, sir.
Arey,
Sir, you
do
have
it
run the
again, yaar. What is
slideshow.
the harm?
Yeah, no, it is
I'm
visible.
not able to see any pop-up on the screen.
No, it's not a pop-up. Can you see the red banner on the top of your screen where it is
Yes.
written home, insert, design, transition, animations, and then slideshow? Left, towards the left. Yes, here. Slideshow beside review. Move the cursor
No,
towards the left of your screen.
no, I have already done that. That's what I am telling. I have
So
done.
you have done that, but in order to keep your slides changing, you have to do the slideshow. It is there beside animations. There is an option written over there. I can see it. If you see, you click on
I,
that.
I, okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, sir.
Click
Yes,
it.
right. And from current slide, from current slide, from current slide.
Now it is
Yes,
coming.
yes, it will come. You have to click on from current slide. It will come.
It is development of new varieties making impact. I don't know what is there at your screen.
I have placed that fruit crop improvement traditional transgenic genome editing.
No, it's not there.
Go back. Go back.
Your slide got stuck here only. Now I am seeing only development of the new varieties.
Hmm.
What I do,
Now,
sir, I'll upload this slide. I'm resharing it and uploading it.
Okay, sir.
Uh,
That will work.
I think it will work then. We are upload file.
Shivangi, suppose he forwards you the PPT, you will be able to play it.
Yes, sir. I'll be able to.
Please tell me your email. I'm just forwarding it.
Sir, I'm writing in the private chat. It will be
In
convenient for
chat.
you to
Okay.
copy and paste. Sent.
Patel Sahab, this is Shivangi.Shankar 3
No,
@gmail.com.
I received it, sir. I'm sending it. I've
Okay.
received it, sir.
But you have to forward the PDF, otherwise it won't go. Your PPT
Okay.
is too large.
Yes.
Uh, so there are two options. If you think uploading is easier for you on StreamYard, you can do that.
No, but it is taking time. I say that we
Yeah,
cannot
then
go beyond 50 MB. So
yes,
file is about 100 MB.
yeah, send it to me.
I'm so sorry that such a situation has arisen.
Shivangi, did you get the mail?
No, sir, it is still uploading. So it will take
Oh.
a minute or so.
पटेल, यदि आपने भेजा नहीं तो कॉपी मेरे को भी कर दो, brahma88
ठीक है, sir.
@gmail.com.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Viewers, we are extremely sorry. Kindly bear with us. क्या हुआ पटेल साहब?
Sir, it is uploading. And I think from through StreamYard also I have uploaded the slide. So I hope
Yes,
that it is visible.
now I have the control of the slides also. If it doesn't change from there, I can change
Yes.
it from here.
Yes, yes, yes. So
You can go to the slide you were explaining. I think
Yes, we can do it in full screen.
Yes, it's visible. It's visible now.
Can you do it full screen?
Sir, it is full screen. It is full screen. If you want it to be like
Yes.
this, then yeah.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Okay. I'm so sorry that we were stuck up due to some technical issues. Again, I was talking about that from where we have reached to which place. So in fruit crop improvement, as we all know that the Thomas Andrew Knight was the first person to start breeding of the horticultural crops, particularly the fruit crops, strawberries, and the vegetables, cabbage and pea. And he has, I think, used 4,000 hectare to perform this breeding. Then later, this breeding become an activity of the private sector during the 1849 to 1926, and organized fruit breeding started in Europe in 19th century for strawberry and pear. Then paradise apple root stocks were selected, and in our country systematic fruit breeding started uh, by late professor Dr. G.S. Chima, who was a basically civil servant. He started this breeding in 1905 at Ganesh Fruit Research Station in Pune. And you all aware that Lucknow 49 and Ganesh in pomegranate, Lucknow 49 or Sardar Guava based on his name, it is still popular in our country. So from here we have moved to the different institutions. Different institutions are involved in the breeding. We like IARI started breeding in mango way back in 50s. Came out with the hybrids like Amrapali and Mallika. In 71 in Mallika, 71 we released the Mallika, and which is now gaining grounds. So from here we have moved to the transgenic. Although India did not do much progress because of regulatory affairs, then genome editing, now it is the latest in breeding. So in fruit breeding, we normally release through the institutions and it has been taken up by the farmers. But now CVRC is releasing our fruit varieties, and I'm happy to share that from IARI in 2021, we have released 4 mango varieties, 2 grape varieties, and 2 citrus varieties, and these are very much gaining popularity on the farmers field. Next, please. I think I can move. So, State Variety Release Committee also identifying the variety and releasing, and Pusa Arushi, Pusa Pratiksha. These are very good guava varieties, and in mango, Pusa Manohari, Deep Shikha. Through MDRSK technique, we released Pusa Purple Seedless through SVRC. Pusa Aruni, the seedless pomelo. That's what we have releasing, and we are thinking of a very potential future market for this particular crop. So a number of variety has been released by different institutions, and they are making uh, impact on the livelihoods of the farmers. Mallika has gone to about 45,000 hectares. Amrapali has gone to 2,000 hectares, and both of these varieties developed by IRI is exporting to the neighboring country and some Southeast Asian countries as well as European Union and USA. Bhagwa, it is the pomegranate variety released in 2003 by Rahuri. Uh, and it has been grown in about 1.86 lakhs hectare. And as per calculation by the AICRP on arid fruits, it is contributing to more than 8,000 crore per annum. So similarly, uh, variety from private sector like VNRBE, it is again gone to about many thousand hectares. They have sold 4 million plants in 23 states. And some of the 45 varieties that has got a lot of potential in promotion like Solapur Lal. This is not the one. This is one of the example that this is by developed in 2007 from NRC pomegranate and very rich in iron, zinc, and vitamin C as well as anthocyanin content. So these are the varietal scenario of our country. Then, although we have not done much in the engineering traits in fruit crops through the transgenesis, but of course the tomato flavor saver was released in 1992 for the extended shelf life. And for fruit crops, papaya is one of the prominent example where we did the viral resistance transfer gene, coat protein gene for ring spot virus. And in fact, Hawaiian papaya industry was saved because of transfer of this coat protein gene. So a number of varieties again transferred, genes were transferred for viral resistance, like 63-1 in China, Huangnong number one in it was in 2006 in AX17-2. So number of papaya varieties in transferred for viral resistance. This is the trait which we require the most. And in apple, basically, if you cut the apple because of oxidase, apple pieces are getting browning. So the non-browning gene, this transgenesis has been happened in apple, and some variety like Golden Delicious, Granny Smith, and Fuji apple. These are all called Arctic apple. They are non-browning type, and Del Monte basically they are in pineapple business. And Pink Glow, it is having the pink pulp. It is delayed ripening and it has got high anthocyanin content. And for cell morphology, this variety was released. And they are also not only released, but they are also in production. And Arctic apple, particularly Golden Delicious, Granny Smith, Fuji, they are grown in 500 hectares in US. And ring spot virus, China is growing in more than 7,000 hectares. US is growing in 405 hectares. And this pink glow pineapple is grown in about 2,500 hectares. So I moved from transgenesis to genome editing, and we all know that the two ladies, they have been awarded the Nobel Prize in the chemistry. Wait, please don't do that. Please don't move slides. Thank you. Emmanuel Carpentier and Jennifer Doudna. These are the two ladies who have been awarded the 2020 Nobel Prize in Chemistry for their work on CRISPR-Cas9. It is a method of editing the genome editing, and the work in India also is going on for the gene at Nabi and Kaur et al. They have done carotenoid biosynthesis. They have edited the gene for carotenoid biosynthesis at Nabi in Punjab. And in different institutions, the work is going on, but India, work is very limited. We need to take up, and the banana, for banana, kiwi fruit, grape, oranges, papaya, apple. You name the number of crops where gene editing is taking place. And in future, I understand that there would be gene-edited crops we will be growing because government of India has given permission for such kind of editing. Now, a number of potential exotic and indigenous fruit crops that has got a very bright future, and it is being identified by the government of India and identified by the different institutions. I would like to share some, like 10 exotic fruit crops: avocado, blueberry, dragon fruit, fig, kiwi, mangosteen, persimmon, passion fruit, rambutan, strawberry. These have got very much commercial importance because of their high nutritional value. Take the example of blueberry. It has got very rich in anthocyanin. We are importing millions, what do you say that, in millions of rupees. We are investing millions of rupees for blueberry from the outside country. When we are importing avocado, avocado is very rich in fresh fruit fat. About we get the fat. It has been reported from 20 to 26% fat. We are getting it from avocado. Dragon fruit, it is having low sugar but very highly rich in antioxidant. So our institution in Karnataka, promoting the dragon fruit, they have developed the whole series of cultivation practices. So on total 10 fruits government of India is promoting. And similarly, for indigenous fruit crops like Aula, Karoda, Sibaktan, Garcinia, Jamun, source of bale, tamarind, falsa, jackfruit. These are all very rich in nutritional properties, medicinal properties, particularly their high antioxidant value. Jamun and falsa, they are very rich in anthocyanins. Some fruits like bale, they are very rich in carotenoids and riboflavin. And Sibaktan, what Lehberry we know, Ram Singh sir is here. He has promoted a lot the Sibaktan because of its high antioxidant value and vitamin C content. This one, in fact, the claim is that if you drink the juice of Sibaktan, it will give you the rejuvenating effect on the body. So this is all the whole fruits. Some of the other potential crops like apricot, we have very good apricot collection at Bihar Leh. So these are the Ladakhi apricot that have got huge nutraceutical potential and potential for the foreign exchange. And if you look at the value of the sweetness, which normally we look in the dry apricots, and also the Rakshe Carpo, that is the white apricot, once we dry it, it will not brown like the normal apricot. So these are, I mean, this they have opted for the GI also. So this has got the high sugar content compared to the Serbian and Spain variety from the Spain. So thanks to Sering Stobden, who is taking care of this, also promoting this crop a lot. Now, some of the hybrids between apricots and plum, they are popular worldwide, but India is lacking these germplasm, and of course, we do not have the package of practices as well as the material in India. These require introduction and testing at the high altitude zone, particularly the plumart, apriots, apriplums, plumcart, pitcherin. These are having the crops having the future potential. Now coming to the red goji berry. In fact, I was not knowing about this berry, but it is very much popular in Ladakh region. Dr. Brahm Singh sir has shared this slide. I thankfully acknowledge for sharing this slide, sir. And it has got very high nutritive value, particularly in terms of vitamin A. It has got about 7,500 IU vitamin A, even almost double than the mango. Similarly, it is very sweet. Sugar is about 21.8 grams. It is used as culinary purpose. Even its leaf and other parts are also used for certain medicinal properties. Even fruits are used as having a lot of medicinal value. So other potential crops that are for arid regions like mahua, wood apple, lasoda, khirni, mulberry, thar priya. These are the crops. In fact, our CIS Institute, CIS in Bikaner, the institute is working on these crops. These are having a lot of nutritional value as well as food value for the local people. Barbados cherry, when we are studying that this particular cherry is having the highest vitamin C content. Now you can see the value of vitamin C 1650 to 200 mg per 100 gram. So it has got very high antioxidant value, anti-cancer properties, prevent scurvy. When eating few fruits, you can get rid of the scurvy disease, as well as you can fulfill your whole vitamin C content. So this is the crop which can be promoted in the arid region. Some of the underutilized fruits of northeastern region having the potential for the food as well as nutritional value. We surveyed the Artocarpus lacuja from the different eastern parts, and there is a huge variability in the weight also. We get the 400 gram artificial lacucha, and the vitamin A content, it is almost on par with the mango. I can say that few of the uh, lacucha fruits, they have got very high vitamin A content. So this is the crop that can be taken up in the future for the cultivation. Now coming to the another advancement, dwarf fruit trees. This book I like the most. It was published in the 1906 and written by the Vogue. And they have mentioned that how the previous fruit cultivation was there. It was not, I mean, simply people were planting the tree and they're waiting for the years to come the fruit. And then another publication that has come in 1976 by USDA, dwarf fruit trees, they have mentioned a number of advantage of the uh, dwarf fruit trees, basically for the management aspect. And now what we presume that future commercial fruit production will be on such kind of dwarf root stocks as well as dwarf sign varieties. So a number of root stocks has been developed in different crops. We have also identified the root stock for tropical and subtropical fruits like mango, guava, citrus, and we are in breeding also these fruit crops for getting the dwarfing rootstocks and rootstocks for different biotic and abiotic stresses. And one more thing that I would like to highlight here, that uh, the seven star fruits, which is the subsidiary of the Mahiko, they have now ventured into the apple cultivation. They have brought the rootstock, particularly Geneva rootstock, size controlling rootstocks through the kernel USDA collaborations, and probably they are going to use these rootstocks for the commercial cultivation and multiplying it and putting it to the farmers' doorsteps. This is rootstock developed way back in 2003. Pusas recently is dwarfing. You can see the size of almost 25-year old plant, mother plant, having about 15 feet. So some work is going on, or we are also working on the citrus rootstock development, grape rootstock development, and mango rootstock development. Planting material, when we see slide about 4, 5, 10 years back, that we have dearth of quality planting material, but because of technological advancement, we have reached to a level that we are uh, we are having the technology for almost all the fruit crops for their commercial multiplication through vegetative propagation means. And of late, the tissue culture methods, particularly the tissue culture banana, root stocks, and tissue culture apple. So these are very strawberry plantlets. These are now farmers are shifting on these tissue culture plant because of uniformity, disease free. But in case of citrus and other fruit crops, suptive grafting, micrografting, microbreeding is also being popular because of many inherent diseases, be it soil-borne diseases, be it uh, diseases transferred through the vectors, particularly the Exocartis virus, Tissera virus, and also the latest Huang Lang bean. We will be discussing it later. So transgrafting is another approach where we get the genetic engineer root stocks on which we graft our fruit bearing sign. Some of the progress has been made in US, and hopefully in future also we'll getting the genetic engineering roots for the different varieties. Canopy architecture we have been talking about. It is required for better architecture, better fruiting zone, and better photosynthetic efficiency of this leaf. It was very much popular in temperate fruits. Now, basically, spalier system, it is very much used, vertical system, white trellis system in case of apple, and some of the training system like V canopy bi-axis system. This has got patented by the in the name of the BBOM. So such kind of work is going on. Probably in the next decade or so, we will be having very well trained orchard. You can see here the orchards coming in the country as well as in outside the country. This is the picture from the Australia where mango is grown on the spalier system, and here this is the picture from the BNR seed farm in the Chhattisgarh. They are growing the guava, they are growing the custard apple on the spalier system. So you can just go and plug the fruit, and we can also manipulate the canopy the way you want. You can get the size of the fruit, number of fruits the way you want. Similarly, for mango, also our IHR center at Chess Bhubaneswar, they have done the V-shaped training system for mango for their early variety, and Jain irrigation is also promoting such kind of trellis system in mango. So we have come a long way for training the fruit crops. For we have realized the potential of the high density, but It has yet to seen the light of the day on the farmer's field on the commercial basis, and probably the future lies here. We have developed a planting system from high density planting system in Amrapali, where we have about more than uh, somewhere around 2,500 plants using the double hedgerow system, and this is yield potential is 25 tons per hectare compared to the our national productivity, which is hovering somewhere between 8 and 11 metric tons per hectare in case of mango. So there are a lot of technologies available, but it has to be taken up by the farmers in rice perspective. It has to be promoted by the government in a policy form so that farmers take up. Of course, government is promoting through the MIDS, but the aggressive promotion is required at the farmers field, at the farmers level. Similarly, nutrient management nurtured. Of course, government is promoting for the soil health card, but well-equipped laboratory is required and proper interpretation is required, particularly in case of food crops. If you go to any soil laboratories, they do not able to explain what are the values and how much should be, I mean, how much fertilizer should be translated using this value. So again, soil profile, we are using upper profile, but in fruit grape, we should know the profile level. We should go up to 60 centimeter. Leaf nutrient guide through our national professor scheme, we work a lot for the leaf nutrient guide development, and we have worked on the different crops and develop almost leaf nutrient guide for 8 crops. But again, facilities for well-equipped tissue analysis in perennial crops is lacking, except the somewhere like MRDBS has got one tissue analysis laboratory for grapes, and probably Vinar seeds in Chhattisgarh and some other farmer organization, they have started it, but it is at very nascent stage. INM organic fertilizer microbial consortia, it is very much proven useful for the using the benefit from the all sources. Particularly, it is helpful in sustaining the productivity of the soil, of the plant, and also the environment. So micronutrient deficiency is also getting very much common. So this needs to be tackled using the different microbial combinations as well as the tailored fertilizers packet developed through the different institutions. This is required to work out. Biofertilizer, our IERI and most of the institutions are working and find the most efficient strains. We also worked for the AMF and helper bacteria, and we identified the most efficient strains for the tissue culture, biohardening, and also for the drought stress tolerance. It has got a lot of potential in improving the soil quality, providing the plant resistance, improving the growth as well as productivity. So, utilizing this plant microbe synergy, a number of experiment has taken, and it has proven that it is able to modulate the growth, it is able to modulate the uh, yield, it is able to modulate the rhizosphere. It can change the rhizosphere to a level where beneficial microbes are more and the harmful microbes are lesser in nature. And plant health is uh, you can say that plant health has improved tremendously using this synergy of plant as well as microbes. Farmers yesterday, I was there in a meeting of farmers with the Ghaziabad and all the mango farmers working in Uttar Pradesh. So they have started multiplying the bioagents using the low cost technique at their own farms. So this is the whole procedure, and they also want us to test the efficacy. In fact, all the farmers to whom we have interacted, they said that there is a tremendous improvement in the plant health and also the yield. They are getting about from the orchard they are getting about the 4 to 5 lakh, even 6 lakhs. They are getting from the same orchard now the earning of about somewhere 15 to 20 lakhs. So this can change the whole scenario, and thankful to the government, they are promoting the biogens and also through the organic and natural farming. These are infused into the system for improving the sustainability of the crop production, including the food crop production. Water use efficiency and productivity. This is the talk of the day, or Honorable Prime Minister also say that the per drop more crop. So this concept is there. We have developed the uh, improved water use efficiency techniques like use of micro irrigation, uh, water scheduling devices, water efficient economic practices that are having crops that are having low water footprints. So this need to be infused into the system for improving the productivity as well as reducing the water application to the crops. But still, the scenario is that in most of the fruit crops, the water is either flood irrigation or through ring or basin method. But the irrigation through the micro irrigation system, it is increasing. Fertilizer infusing through the fertigation system, it is increasing. But there is a system that goes beyond the drip and micro irrigation. Basically, deep sea irrigation technologies are in the way, that is viable alternative for arid and semi-arid regions for the futures. And this Chartec, they have developed the whole system where they have buried the diffuser, water diffuser inside the uh, soil that gives the water as per the requirement of the tree, and this has resulted into the 0% waste by evaporation and 2 to 3 times less water. Means there is a saving of 2 to 3 times water and 3 to 5 times increase in yield. Of course, the publication is awaited, and the thing is that we need to adopt, and this is the future where uh, we have to go. Then similarly, open field hydroponic system and open field soilless system. These are the techniques that was initiated by Professor Rafael Valero from the Spain, where this is the near soilless medium. We put the medium here, keep the this medium to the field capacity, and roots are moved to this medium, and this is a technology which is very much beneficial for the crops like citrus, sapota, or the arid fruit crops where in the soil where none crops can be taken up. This technology may be going to be a boom, and I'm sure that this has got a lot of future in our farming scenario, particularly in case of fruit cultivation in the wasteland and degraded land. So biostimulant, it is the one of the compound that that is, you can say that humic acid, fulvic acid, amino acid, microbial stimulant. There are a number of seaweeds, vitamins, bioresonals that are used, and this segment is very much growing either through foliar spray, soil spray, and seed spray. This is the future to combat the different adverse effect, particularly biotic stress as well as abiotic stress. This has got a lot of future, and I hope that this is useful in the future scenario also. PGPR, plant growth regulators, particularly the promoters and new generation biomolecules, they are increasing for enhancing the quality of the fruit crops, and the share is also increasing in the pesticide market. We consider it at the world level that it is a part of the pesticide business. So it has reached to 1.1%, 18%, 49,000 metric ton of active ingredients are used. And some of the bioregulators now, you might be aware that GA3 is synonymous with the grape for improving the quality. Paclobutazole is synonymous for the improving the fruitfulness in mango and many other crops which have got alternation. Different brasinosteroids, jasmonic acid, they are required for the improving the fruit quality, be it anthocyanin, be it carotenoids, or be it giving the stress tolerance. So this has got the, and pollination, of late it has been realized that pollinizers and pollinators are important both in open field condition and protected cultivation. And bee population, it is being taken care of, but despite all the efforts, the bee populations are many times reducing because of harmful, uh, because of indiscriminate use of pesticide. So robotic bees now have come into the picture, but a lot of questions are still to be answered that has been raised by the environmentalist, whether it is popular or no. But of course, with the we, although we will be enhancing the bee pollinators as well as other pollinators, but it has also robotic bee has got future, and Walmart has filed a patent in 2018 for autonomous robot bees. Orchard management practices and also have come a way from the clean culture, soil tillage, mineral fertilizer, burning of pruning residue to the minimum tillage, sod culture, residue management, use of green manuring. A number of bioamendments are used, mulching cover crops. I have gone to the Chhattisgarh to see the VNR farm. I think you will not find a single piece of land where they are keeping it open. Either they are using the sod culture or they are using some kind of residue management. So this is the required to maintain the sustainability of the soil for future generations. Similarly, rhizosphere hybridization through the different beneficial microbes. It is uh, it is a most important thing for maintaining the soil quality and for the improving the health. Another aspect is the agroecological based fruit production system where we infuse a number of crops that are having the predators and home for predators and parasitoids for different uh, biotic stressors, and also it is helpful in maintaining the maintaining ecological diversity in the farm so that it will have less effect of the environmental constraints that we are facing, particularly the constraint related to different calamities, be it hailstorms, be it extreme of weather events or so on. So this has had got a lot of scope in the future farming. Even some of the farmers have been practicing such kind of ecological balance to reduce the pesticide use and improving the productivity of the main crop as well as subsidiary crops. So carbon footprint by the fruit crops, it is one of the most important that has been never looked. Dr. Ganesha Murthy has calculated how much carbon pool component are being generated through the fruit orchards in India, and there is a lot of potential of carbon sequestration through fruit crops, and this required for future carbon trading also. Organic and natural farming, the area is improving, is increasing. Government is promoting the this one, and fruit crops, particularly uh, olives, nuts, tropical and subtropical fruits, grapes. The technologies are available. Number of fruits varieties also identified to take up through the organic farming, but still the research and extension infrastructure is lacking. Production technology and inputs need to work out. Standard, particularly the cultivation practices, are should be there. However, certification process we have got a lot of. I mean, three agencies are involved: APEDA, FSI, as well as PGS system. I mean, organic certification through PGS, through Javik Bharat. These are the systems already in place. So this is certainly helping boosting the organic and natural farming for uh, keeping our environment safe, for produce safe to the humans, reduce the pesticide consumption, and so on. Protect cultivation, it is the new age technology. Although we started very late, almost in 80s, and individual project we started in IARI, also first of its kind, and it has center of excellence in different states are also moving. Uh, okay, so NCPH through the government through the Ministry of Agriculture National Committee and use of plastic in agriculture, they are being experimented at many centers in the universities. Currently, we have about 30,000 hectare area in Maharashtra, Karnataka, Himachal Pradesh, Rajasthan, northeastern states, UK, Tamil Nadu, and Punjab. And fruit crops cultivation is now started in the protected, particularly strawberry and grapes, and also banana, papaya. It has been being taken up. So a lot of potential is there for protected cultivation. The countries like China, Korea, Spain, Japan, they have taken it in a big way. So number of crops identified, be it single stem or branch crop, we have also, I mean, NRC grape identified the protected cultivation of grapes, and at our center, IARI, Dr. M. K. Verma took lead for putting the grapes into the protected cultivation. And you can see the picture of the our variety Pusa Trisha in open field condition and through the rain shelter. Flame seedless quality was, we got the excellent quality of flame seedless using the uh, rain shelter cultivation. Miyazaki mango, of course, this is make a hullabaloo or news in the recent past, and one farmer in Madhya Pradesh is taking, and we all have seen the video of this one. So this is variety from Japan, and they are taking into the protected environment. And finally, what is happening that they are getting good price of it. That is why it has made dent in the world Japan market. Another important thing that plant factory with artificial lights, it is the future, and future in the sense of not only for many horticultural crops having the nutritional rich fruits and vegetable nutritional rich are important, promoting the important biomolecule synthesis in the that particular crop. It is used the multi-layer indoor farming system and employs vertical cultivation, optimized lighting recipe, energy conserving technology, and intelligent control systems. And one estimate says that global indoor farming market reached to the $32 billion by 2020, and 500 plant factory and with artificial lights. It is being operated commercially in China, Japan, Singapore, US, and UK. So it has got a lot of future in our country for the cultivation of the vegetables, cultivation of the fruits, cultivation of the flowers, cultivation of the medicinal plant. And a group, one startup company in Delhi itself, they have gone for the plant factory. They have collaborated with certain foreign institutions, and they are basically growing the leafy vegetables, and they are optimizing the nutrient content as well as different phytochemicals in the vegetable leafy vegetables, particularly lettuce, our palak, beet, so that they can give the customized nutrition to the customers they have in their file, so that they can get the enough nutrition out of this plants. So this is what the future, and basically Internet of Things devices, optical, mechanical, and electrochemical IoT sensors, communication technologies, data storage and processing units. This has paved the, in fact, running this plant factory with light. So mechanization in other feature, particularly for the small holders, we have got very less mechanization. Labor is being again diminishing. People are moving from rural to urban areas, so we need mechanized farming, and it has got a lot of future, particularly in case of the automation. Also, people are now shifting towards the blue collar job, and they also want to practice the farming. They want to control their farm from a place sitting about 1,000 miles away from their own farm. So it is still possible using the different sensors, uh, as well as Internet of Things technologies, particularly the big data analysis and internet connectivity. So a number of sensors have been developed, and we are also working through our CPCT with the collaboration of the certain foreign university to develop the sensors, particularly for the small farm units using the uh, what you say that smaller unit, and also using the drones for the some smaller unit as well as larger unit to get the localized data. And in that case, remote sensing tools are also important. It has been well researched, not only for the monitoring of the plants, area estimation, yield estimation, but it is being used very much useful in disease detection, growth factor, health damage, to improve the water efficiency, to improve the fertilizer efficiency, to improve the tree architectural management, for the mechanized pruning. So a number of sensing tools are available, and IoT technologies are available that are now made the automation in the farming system, particularly in the fruit farming system. But yes, we have very poor system in our country. We need to improve it. We need to infuse the startups. We need to improve the funding for this one. With collective effort, I hope that uh, we can do it in near future. So a number of mobile apps and decision support systems has already been developed by ICAR. This is in place and this is on the Play Stores. This is also helping for making a decision, particularly the Grab DSS is one, for Pomegranate DSS is another one, Mango DSS is another one. We, with the collaboration of ISRI, we developed a Grab DSS through one of the master's students for the grape production in North India. Although the situation is gaining ground, but there are barriers to adoption in technology and opportunity, particularly the things in rural area because of handset and subscription cost, broadband coverage and usage gap. Still in Delhi, also in some part, we are not getting better quality of internet. So digital skill literacy, trust, and safety concerns are required. Now then we get the call and messages to get looted using this messages and this link. So even RBI is always making us cautious through number of advertisement and so on. These are the such other barriers uh, that are restricting the adoption and opportunities. Another important thing that now coming to the picture, that use of solar energy as third crop. KVK Ujma Gurgaon has done one very well exercise in this one, and our Professor Gulati wrote a article in Indian Express for Amrit Kal in agriculture. We need to use the solar energy at third crops. We also visited this situation, and we do hope that this is very much helpful in enhancing the farmers' income at a immediately to, I mean, enhancing it to double level. And this particular field can be utilized for cultivation of a number of horticultural crops, including the fruit crops and basically the annual crops and low height crops, strawberry, papaya. This can be grown at immediate level, but for tall trees, mango, guava, and other things, that can be miniaturized, and this system can be used for power generation as well as for cultivation of the crops at the same time to enhance the income of the farmers. So technology is there. There are a number of transboundary insect pest and diseases. Fusion built, it is recurring threat to the global industry. You can see here the Asian countries and East Asian countries, they are more suffering. African countries, it is moving from one place to number of strains, 1, 2, 3, 4, and tropical race 4. You can see here in our country, almost whole banana area is affected through tropical race 4. Dr. Rajan and his team, they have worked on the control of management of this Fusarium TR, particularly TR race 4, and they are uh, they have developed the ICR Fujicon technology having the biofungicide Trichogramma ricci. This is able to control almost um, to a level where we can get higher yield and farmers' income can be saved, and even more importantly, that our banana industry could be saved. Another important that transboundary pest, disease, it is Wang Lang Bing. US industry, citrus industry, and even our citrus industry, you can see here the world map where the Wang Lang Bing is moving. So a set of management practices, including root stock, has been developed, and that will be the future. Some of the newly emerged lethal diseases in fruit crops, which had got never experienced such kind of, like twig drying, decline, bunch drying, and sudden build of mango. You can see here the twig drying, branch drying, and sudden build of mango. This has now we are seeing, maybe because of climate change effect, or we can say that new pests and diseases are coming. So this incidence has been worked out by the CISS Lucknow by Dr. Sailendra Rajan sir and his team. Now coming to the one of the important intervention. This is very small intervention, but very useful intervention. Yesterday, I was discussing with Professor Brahmsingh sir. He said that we must include this slide, and thanks to him that he reminded me. In fact, we also done a work in the grape at IARI also, for mango also, for apple also, or Dr. R.R. Sharma sir, who is not with us now, who has done for apple bagging, and he's published good literature on the bagging of the fruits. So in short, I would like to say that it has a lot of potential in fruit crop cultivation in improving the quality of fruits, particularly visual quality of the fruits as well as internal quality of fruits. It can reduce the incidence of disease, pest, insect, mechanical damage, sunburn. There are number of implications are there. In fact, Thailand, Taiwan, these are the country they have. China, they have adopted such technology, but still at farmers field it is at nascent stage. A number of advantage in different crops has been listed here. Government is also boosting horticulture fruits through a number of uh, infrastructure development program, through a mission-made approach, and cluster development program of late. It has been started, and more than 100 plus horticulture cluster is there, and 12 cluster of particularly in fruit crops has been recently launched: apple, banana, pomegranate, mango, pineapple, grapes. I hope that this cluster scheme has got a lot of future, because we can put a number of technology for improving the crop productivity, for improving the quality, and also for improving the trade of these crops. Besides this cluster development program, Operation Green program, Farmers Producer Organization, Infrastructure Fund, Mission Integrated Development of Horticulture scheme is working to add to 20 million tons of more fruits and vegetables by 2030. So with this, I think that future of farming is very bright. We have come long way from developing the varieties. Earlier, we had only selection, but we are now breeding the varieties, and it is going to the farmers' field. It is gaining the ground, particularly in traditional crops. We are reducing the breeding cycle also, both through cultural aspect using the grafting technique and also the molecular techniques. We can breed the cycle. Then genetic resources are there. Their trait-specific superior cultivars are being developed that has got very well future. Then we can promote the niche high-value fruit crops. Ministry has already identified. Several other crops are already potential crops have been identified for their nutraceutical value, consumer preference. Because of market potential, this is required to be promoted, and whole POP need to be developed. And then enhancing the productivity in sustainable way using the microbial synergy, using the composting techniques and other techniques. These are required for better rhizosphere management and sustainability of the managing the nutrient, pest, and diseases. So we have technologies for oxygen production in fruit crops, protected cultivation of the fruit crops, a number of technology that can improve the availability through expanding the harvesting window. Sensors are available, IoT-based technologies are available for the automation and mechanization of the fruit production. Carbon offset option is also there, and fruit crops particularly, they are perennial in nature. They have root system inside the soil. They have better management practices in place. So there are a lot of option to utilize it as a source of environmental services, and also to get the higher, what we say, that carbon credit, and we can sell the carbon credit also. So, in all, I would like to say that there are transformative changes in fruit farming is required in meeting the huge demands at in our own country, as well as for seeking the for getting the benefit of the foreign exchange outside the country. With this, I must thank you for your kind attention and bearing with me all technological what you say that because of technological problem we were in stuck up in between. And I'm also, again, I request a sincere apology from my side that on 4th, because of some problem, I could not appear here to deliver my talk. And thank you, sir, for providing me this opportunity to again talk on the future of fruit farming. So thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Patel. Besides some, I think, little bit confusion come problem. It was not smooth, but the talk was very exhaustive, and I'm sure the viewers must have enjoyed it. And Dr. Patel has brought out a lot many things clearly, which I would like to request Dr. Rajan, if he is there, he can just summarize in brief before we take up the comments and questions. Dr.
Thank you, sir.
Rajan, are you there?
Yeah, I am there. Can
Kindly
you
be
hear me?
brief. Okay,
Yeah,
as
sure.
usual, kindly be brief and just highlight
I,
the important points of the talk.
okay, sir. Thank you.
This is your
Uh,
favorite subject too.
was a very exhaustive talk by Dr. Patel, and he touched almost all the areas, particularly which are going to affect your future production or the future of the fruit production. So he touched about the varieties. He gave several examples, including the core protein technology, particularly in papaya virus. We are confronting with the viruses. Then given examples of the Arctic apples, non-browning genes in apples, different genetically modified varieties in with different fruit crops, particularly examples of the genome editing examples. Then promotion of the exotic fruits in the country, how these can be important, and the future fruits of the country which are indigenous, those are important. He mentioned about the somewhat unique apricots, like say Carpo from Ladakh, red goji berry. Those are rich in vitamin A and particularly iron, and the reason and potential of the crops. He has very well given examples of that, and how the underutilized can be utilized. The advances, particularly made in the dwarf fruit trees, those were important a century back, but now the canopy manipulation techniques have eliminated the role of several of the dwarfing rootstocks also in many crops, tropical and subtropical fruit crops. Without rootstocks, also many wonderful and successful examples are there where architecture has been manipulated and canopies have been restricted, and the high density planting is very successful. Then planting, he has given example, but the most important thing he mentioned that planting material multiplication methods have come up, which are the few which will be providing a unique material for the future orchards, and all the grafting techniques from grafting techniques, usual grafting techniques, to the tissue culture technology which has been commercialized. And genetic then he has given the example for the genetic engineering for the root stock. Yes, this is an area where genetically engineered root stocks will be commercial. Then canopy architecture, particularly examples of espalier systems in even the tropical fruit crops like guava and mango. Then the potential of the high density planting, the different plantings. He has stressed upon the nutrient management in the orchards also, particularly nutrient diagnostics and leaf nutrient management guide. The role of the organic fertilizer he has also mentioned, and yesterday he was delivering a talk on that also. But here I will like to say that at most of the places people are multiplying. The farmers are adopting several modern area methods also. They are coming with a fermenter also, homemade fermenters also. But the validation of the microorganisms are very much required. Then water use efficiency is an important area, which will be the important factor in the future, particularly the micro irrigation, the sensors, then partial drip irrigation, then open field hydroponics, and PGR biostimulant in the market. They will be coming into the market and having role in the future, particularly in orchard system. The pollination, particularly artificial pollination, robotics assisted pollination, those are important for the future, and the modification in the orchard farm system, that will be important in future. Then fruit production system for the sustainability and better ecology that he has flagged the area. Then fruit carbon footprints, those are important. Those will become somewhat an area of economics, and the farmers will be getting money out of it. Then organic and natural farming, particularly in fruit crops, which may be easy and difficult both. In several areas, it is very easy and sometimes very difficult, where the monoculture is there in case of particularly mango. So protected cultivation of the crops he has mentioned, but in fruit crops, lot of limitations are also there. Then mechanization and automation of the and their robotics, that will some of the examples he has given to mostly utilized for particularly vegetables and fruits, but gradually being applied for the fruit crops also. Remote sensing tools and the IoT techniques in various areas of the fruit production will be the important areas where he has mentioned, and barriers in the adoption of the opportunity, that also he has mentioned. Then ICR, he has also mentioned one of the technology, ICR Fusicon, which is wonderfully working not only for with the tropical race 4 of banana, with it is working with the race 1 also in different parts of the country, Tamil Nadu, Northeast and other parts, and also wonderfully working with the cumin wilt, Fusium cumin wilt, and chickpea also. So this product is coming up. These type of products, these are further multiplied at the farmers level. I don't know, but if those are promoted, those will be the future uh, technologies for the orchards and the fruit production. Then he has given an example of the bagging of the fruits. This will be the future technology where the mechanization will also come. Robotics will also come for the bagging. Then cluster development, at the end, he has given cluster development as one of the program, which is going to impact the future production, fruit production, and this will be the fruit important, particularly in India, for the future fruit production. We thank Dr. Patel for such an exhaustive presentation with a lot of information, knowledge, and we all were benefited out of it. Thank you very much.
I too thank you, Dr. Saab, for nicely bringing out the very good points, important points of the talk. Dr. Kalia, would you like to supplement, please, the nutrition part or something?
Okay, sir. I think it was a nice, exhaustive talk, very well improved one with all requirement that you anticipate for the future fruit farming. All based on all the technologies that he has portrayed, the ongoing and the one which are expected to be in the future to fast forward fruit farming. I think the as he has also mentioned the cluster development program of the government, it's the right time to portray all the future technology, especially in the fruit institute. They must have smart fruit orchard of the important crops in using all the present good going technology and the future technologies, so that farmers, the progressive farmers, can see the fruit these new technologies working to enhance the production, productivity, and quality of the fruit and the new fruit coming up for the future. That is the only summed up my viewpoint that we require to go ahead in a fast forward way. So thank you for a very nice talk, Dr. Patel.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kalia. So we had a fantastic talk with the extraordinary moderation. I congratulate all of them, the speaker, the moderator. And now some comments are coming up. One comment came from Dr. Dwivedi, Asket Dwivedi, and he is associated with the Defense Research and Development Organization, now DOP. Earlier he was at Daihar, Leh, from where that red gooseberry slide Dr. Patel has shown. Credit goes to Dr. Chaurasia, who is the director of Daihar these days. He is working on that and he is promoting. And those who are interested in, they can be directly in touch with Dr. Chaurasia on red gooseberry. It has got the potential. I thought it should be highlighted. That is why I requested Dr. Patel to highlight it. Dr. Dwivedi raised a very important point, the questions of waste management. Planting material, yes, we keep on singing the song of planting material since I think a very beginning, and still there is a problem. But the waste management is coming up, I think requires our much attention. And not only that, waste management will cover the valorization also, adding value to the waste, what we call the valorization. And in fruit crops, lot of waste is there. Rather, horticulture crops, whatever crops are there, lot of waste is there, and adding value to that. I think we had a fantastic talk by Dr. Joshi, the vice chancellor of the Kota University, some time back. Now I see another commenter, Dr. Shuren Tikku. Excellent talk, Dr. Patel. So congratulations, Dr. Patel. We must prepare the what is that army of experts needed on ground to translate these opportunities into a reality. Your points are the future. Indeed, yes, he agrees what you have talked about, and he is want that things should be taken seriously. What you have talked about, and you require working hand for that definitely, and to convince the farmer, to support the farmer, the government subsidies, etc. All sort of things are required. That's what I think Dr. Tikkuji rightly is supporting. And Dr. Khare has made a comment, a lot of information from that. He is very well known, well renowned person as far as the medicinal plant and their use is concerned. Then Ratan ji, very informative talk is okay. So I think, friends, we had a fantastic talk, despite some initial hiccups. He says, Yashpal Singh ji, is there any future of natural farming in fruit crops and particularly? Yes, sir, particularly, Dr. Patel has mentioned particularly that there is a scope of natural farming and organic farming, lot of scope. A lot of scope. I think he spent quite some time on that, including the microbes, biofertilizers, biopesticides, and whatnot, all those things. So the future is there for that. So Dr. Patel, thank you so much. You worked very hard. You had lot of material on the future of fruit farming, and we can say that the in near future deployment of your all modern technologies will make the future of fruits very, very, very bright, and we will have the nutritious fruits to meet our requirement and even for export. And that's what Dr. Dwivedi said. The management of is not a waste; it's a part of that one. The adding value to that, what we are not utilizing that. We should add value to that. So with these words, I thank one and all, starting from a speaker, the moderators, Ms. Shivangi, who is operating, running the show, and particularly the viewers who have shown keen interest. If you are not there, we won't have the webinars. So this is an encouragement, and we are really obliged by the viewers to encourage us. Thank you so much. And I think the next webinar, Shivangi, can you help me displaying the flyer if it is ready? Yes, medicinal and aromatic plants for next decade. The scientist Dr. Sanjay Kumar from CMAP, CSS, CSIR, important institution. So till then, goodbye. Thank you. Enjoy rest of the
Thank
Sunday.
you.
Nice of you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye.